Hey guys, and welcome to the Hackinon's YouTube channel. In this video, we will see how to pass a string to a float or integer in Python. So without further wasting time, let's get started. So on your screen visible is a simple string variable called as num, and it's a string of the float value that is 200.23. But one peculiar thing about is if I try to print the type using the type function, and within the type I put the variable num, and if I run this, as you can see, the class, that is the data type, is string. It is not a integer, neither a float value. So our goal would be to change the type to a float value. So if you do not know, Python supports typecasting and type conversion using common functions in Python such as the float and int. So let's see how to convert them. So first thing is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call the variable called as float underscore num, and now this will be storing the float version of the string num, and let's print this. So now let me print float underscore num, and if I run this, so basically now we have got this decimal number 200.23. To just confirm that it's a type of a float, let's use the type function and wrap it around the variable and run it. And as you can see, it says class of float. Now what to do is, if you want to convert it to an integer, so let me create another variable called as integer underscore num. And now what I need to do is simply need to use the int function, and within the int function, I will place this variable, that is the float number. And let me paste that. And now let's simply print this integer number variable. So what I'll say is print int underscore num, run this, and as you can see, now the decimal place, that is 0.23, is no more visible, and simply the integer 200 is visible on the output screen. Now one question arises is, what if we directly take this string, that is 200.23, in the form of a float and try to convert it to an integer? So let's try to do that. So basically in this variable int number, I'm using the int function and converting float number. So instead of converting float number, I'm going to remove this. I'm going to convert it to num, that is the string variable num. And now let's run this. And as you can see, it throws an error that says value error. So basically value error is always thrown when we are trying to convert some data which is not in the form of base 10. As you can see here, the string equivalent of the variable number is not in the equivalent form of base 10. That is why we got this exception. So basically, to convert a string to an integer with a float value, we first need to convert it to a float. Then we can do the continuous operations of converting it to a string. So that's it from this video, where we learned how to pass a string to a float or an integer. If you like this video, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to the Hackinon's YouTube channel for more fun and interesting videos.